Good morning. Good morning. Boy, everybody's bright and shiny today. Isn't that nice? Welcome to the continuation of our 20th anniversary celebration for the church. Woo! Because we're going to try to do something a little bit different every single Sunday. And actually, you guys are lucky you showed up today, so we have something for all of you. In a bit. Hi YouTube. Actually, you know what I was thinking is this is our 20th anniversary. How about for our 25th anniversary, we all go to Tibet and have the services at the top of a mountain. So, there is a small problem, but whatever. Well, yeah, I can be worked out. November, gosh, for November, there's still a pretty doggone big calendar. Some months is just absolutely amazing, and actually for November, it's still pretty dang amazing. Qigong, of course, every Sunday morning, and Oneness Blessing, of course, going on this morning, and Oneness Blessing afterwards. If you've never had a Oneness Blessing, make sure you stay. That's very cool. It's very cool. Emotion Code on Monday. Essential Oils with Cindy on Tuesday. Applied Intuition, Valerie and Beth on Wednesday. If you don't know what any of these things are, go in the back, find out, go online, talk to the people. They're here. Yeah? There probably is. Do we have any calendars in the back right where you are, where you're standing? Yep, you want to grab one and come on up with that? Thank you. We have somebody asking. We try. So, ARE meets on Thursday, and Thanksgiving on the 23rd. Thank you, Nancy. See, you started it. It's his fault. He started it. Now everybody wants one. Jeez. And of course, make sure you take a chance to read what Janice wrote on the back. But Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday. Imagine that, the 23rd. And we're going to do it here. I think this is our 4th year that we've done this. It is a hoot. So anybody that doesn't have family or you just want to go somewhere and do something, bring some food. That would really be helpful, but certainly not required. Please, it is a ball. Come, enjoy the food. We don't have any booze, but oh well. So, we do have hot chocolate. And then next Saturday, a spiritual awakening. Sandy's going to do something, and then pendulum with Shannon. Are you going to do?
Yes, I'm doing pendulum 101, literally starting from the beginning.
Okay.
How to hold it, how to dowse with it, the whole 9 yards in history.
Cool. Thank you. That's great.
Emergent.
Saturday, 1 o'clock.
And what?
Emergent, the youth group.
Did I say that? Oh no. Oh yeah, it's not on the calendar. There's stuff that are not on the calendar that's actually on the calendar on the website frequently. But is it? Okay. It's on the calendar too. And I tell everybody that I depend on your input for jokes because I usually don't do anything. I actually found some this week, but because they're mine, if you don't like them, give me some better ones. So, okay. Bartender, your glass is empty. Want another one? Customer, why? Why do I want 2 empty glasses? I don't know. Fred, how do I get to the hospital from here? Ned, just close your eyes and walk into the street. They'll come get you. Dan, doctor, you've got to help me. I'm shrinking. Doc, I'll try to squeeze you in. But you'll have to be a little patient. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yes. More T-shirts. I try to take one day at a time, but sometimes several days attack me all at once. Not sure if the doctor said I was obese or a beast. Sure. Not sure if I washed the spider down the drain in my shower or if he took one look at me naked and then leapt willingly to his death. And here's a salmon swimming. Keep your mouth shut and you won't get caught. So. All right. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. Bless their souls. Bless their souls. As we do try to do bless all souls that have passed. So, but John said, I believe that as soon as people want peace in the world, they can have it. The trouble is, they're not aware they can get it. I mean, they really aren't. So, and George, hooray for most things. So there. You know, it's funny too, this building, you know, you talk about, we'll probably still tell some more stories during the month about the Divine Fellowship, but this building, like, so needed us. We were in the other building, did a bunch of work down there, and actually kind of burned some people out. We did so much carpentry and changes and stuff that they didn't really want to do a whole lot more. And I get that. But this building, so we knew we needed a bigger building, and we knew we needed a permanent location. So we'd been looking for, oh gosh, probably a couple years, looking at dozens of properties, actually entering into deals on half a dozen of them, and for whatever reason, they fall through, huh?
12.
12?
I made 12 off.
And they all fell through for one reason or another, thank God. And actually we talked about this place. We looked at it, kind of sort of talked about it a little bit, and just the timing wasn't right. I don't remember what it was, but the timing wasn't right. And then we bought a place or land on Clearwater. We were going to be building our sanctuary there. It was the old Zeb's Radiator, if you've been here for a while and remember where that was, that we bought that land. And I did the subplatting because the attorney owned it and we had to subplat everything because he wasn't going to do anything. And so anyway, a lot of work. And then, you know, gosh, this is just going to be too much work and it's not big enough. And then this place came up again. And to make a long story short, we made it work. But this building, I mean, literally the wall was falling off the foundation. That wall was about 7 inches further out and down. So weeds growing up. It was cold in here, no insulation. There was this interesting paneling on the walls. And, you know, the rest of the building was just awful. I mean, the walls, some of them had never been painted, or if they had, I don't know what they were painted with, because the tape between the gypsum board was not real tape. It was duct tape and masking tape. Yeah. So, you know, kind of one by one, we've gone through the rooms, and I used to have literally a closet in the back on the outside, you know, kind of like Wizard of Oz. It really was. I mean, I was literally behind this in this little bitty closet with a curtain behind me, and people could see me dancing in there, and so it was silly. It was silly. And we had, you know, back where the room for the room in the back. Thank you, the fellowship hall. I knew there was a word for it. That used to be 2 other classrooms back there, and the cat used to set off the alarm because he'd be playing behind the doors, and the doors would swing. But bottom line is, we've just made a ton. This building there's not a place in here that hasn't been touched by us.
My office, the office,
Yeah.
is next.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't touched that one too much, have we? So, okay. Things that make you go, When the fight begins within himself, a man's worth something. See? Told you. It's always been and always will be the same in the world. The horse does the work and the coachman is tipped. Biographies are but the clothes and buttons of the man. The biography of the man himself cannot be written. So. Fuel for the fight for lighting purposes has been an important factor in every stage of civilization. Both solid and liquid fuels were used in prehistoric times. Beeswax and tallow were the most important raw materials for candles, which became so expensive in the Middle Ages that they were seldom used except for ecclesiastical purposes. Why do they use that word? Why don't they just say church services? They have to use ecclesiastical. Gee, Christmas. Several types of vegetable and animal oils have been widely employed that remain the stable source of illumination until recent times. Until the late 18th century, the typical lamp was a shallow vessel in which a short length of wick was dipped to burn, which had much smoke and a lot of odor. The use of chimneys were launched late in that century, and 50 years later, a Derbyshire gentleman began experimenting with the use of illuminating oil processed with petroleum-soaked shale. It wasn't until 1859, however, that Edwin Drake's successful borings flooded the market with oil at low prices. Use of the new fuel from petroleum fostered importation of German-made lamps, especially designed to burn them. Interest was so great that for the first 20 years of the United States, Patent Office received 80 applications a year for lamps. Developments of cheap and abundant light led to the radical transition in the habits of college students. They began to stay up much later and often deferred their studies until the wee hours. Yeah, some of you know where this is going. Even in ancient times, it had been the proverbial that a good student works late. Now, so many college boys, there weren't too many girls then, sorry, were using new and inexpensive oil lamps to remain over their books long past the time respectable people went to bed. And that was said to burn the midnight oil, came to indicate zeal in the pursuit of learning. So, now you know. I keep telling you, come to church, you learn stuff. Boy, boy.
And we keep coming.
I know, for 20 years, go figure. The term devil's advocate comes from the Roman Catholic Church. When deciding if someone should be sainted, the church appoints a devil's advocate to give an alternate view. So, I know you woke up this morning just wondering where that term came from. Why is it that no matter what color bubble bath you see, the bubbles are always white? I wondered this as a kid. I was so excited. Oh, purple! I'm going to get purple. No, it's white. What? I was so disappointed. So, is there ever a day that mattresses are not on sale? Why do people constantly return to the refrigerator with the hopes that something new to eat has materialized? Little kids, name the 4 seasons. Salt, pepper, mustard, and vinegar. Explain one of the processes by which water can be made safe to drink. Flirtation makes the water safer to drink because it removes large pollutants like grit, sand, dead sheep, and canoeists. I don't even want to know. How is dew formed? The sun shines down on the leaves and makes them perspire. How can you delay milk turning sour? Keep it in the cow. How can you argue with that? How can you argue with that? Were you going to be doing something? You probably should do it before I forget and keep going. So, oops.
Should I do it during the thing coming down?
Oh. Well, do you want to do that then? When?
No, I'm going to do this now.
Okay.
I'll do this now.
With that then.
That then.
Okay, gotcha.
Now. Several things.
Scary talk.
Again, we have the Thanksgiving sign-up sheet that we're sending around, so anybody that would love to join us, like Phil said, you don't have to bring something to share, but it's really nice if you can. Kind of helps fill it in. Joe
We
and I
have
will be
good
doing the
cooks here
turkey.
now.
Yes, we do.
Good
So
stuff.
I'm going to start that sign-up sheet around. If you plan on coming or would like to join us, that's for that. And then we're going to have another holiday gift fair here December 9th from 9 to 5. And so there are still tables available. If you would like to have a table, they're $20. You can pay, that morning. It's going to go from 9 to 5 on Saturday, December 9th. So go ahead and sign up here, and then I'll be contacting everybody and get that all set up for you. I'm going to start. You want me to start that here too? Yeah, there you go. Real quick thing here, I told Sandra I would announce. She has a giveaway. It's an 8.5 size 8.5 tap shoes that she has available for anybody that might
Darn,
be interested
too
in tap.
small.
And then the other thing is we have a lovely little item here we would like to give to you guys today in appreciation of our anniversary. And so like we said, there's going to be something going on every Sunday. And so this is just one of the things that we'd like to offer you. So thank you guys so much for making this a wonderful home and place to come to.
Cool. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I said we have good cooks here, which we do, but we have some phenomenal bakers. So, All right. I've done this one on a few occasions, but I do it occasionally because the people that were here on those few occasions may not be here. So, what the heck? As a young minister in Kentucky, I was asked by a funeral director to hold graveside services for a homeless man who had no family or friends. So the funeral was to be held at the new cemetery way back in the country, and this man would be the first to be buried there. I was not familiar with the backwoods area, and I soon became lost. Being a typical man, I did not stop to ask for directions. I finally arrived an hour late, saw the backhoe, the open grave, but the hearse was nowhere in sight. The digging crew was eating lunch. I apologized to the workers for my tardiness and stepped to the side of the open grave. There I saw the vault lid already in place. I assured the workers I would not hold them up for long. So I told them that this was the proper thing to do. The workers gathered around the grave and stood silently, and I began to pour out my heart and soul as I preached about looking forward to a brighter tomorrow, the glory that is to come. The workers began to say, "Amen, praise the Lord, and glory." The fervor of these men truly inspired me. So I preached and preached and preached. I had never preached before, all the way from Genesis to Revelations. Oh, shoot me. I finally closed the lengthy service with a prayer, thanking the man, walked to my car, and as I was opening the door, taking off my coat, I heard one of the workers say to the other, "I have never ever seen nothing like that before, and I've been putting in septic tanks for 30 years. And you see, Mike was still being kind. I know he's heard that one before, and he still smiled. All right. You know, we have so many songs that mean a lot to the church. And I know the one I've got coming up is one of those. So, was that a nice way to say? I can't remember which one it was. Well, it was 10 minutes ago, right?
So, because of it's our anniversary thing, it's kind of what we do. So if it's old stuff and you're going, oh God, there's old crap, we'll get to the new crap later. Yes, I want that off.
You know, though, we do like input, you know, especially from some of the younger people that go, why are they playing this stuff? I don't recognize this stuff at all. Or maybe you do, but we need to know. That would be nice.
I have comments, but I'll keep them out.
Okay.
Getting Phil's Taurus. Tauruses don't do change very well. So getting Phil to change is like miraculous. Okay, so I have a process for you to do today. And it's a rather, look how late it is. It's a rather lengthy process. So this will include our guided meditation as well, because I want you to be in a meditative state to do this process. It's based on the Maori traditional healing circle. And what the medicine man, I don't know what they call them in New Zealand, shaman, thank you. The shaman in New Zealand would one by one take people from the tribe, and he'd draw this big circle on the ground, and he'd give people 5 stones. And they would turn around and they would throw the stones into the circle. And then the shaman would interpret which stone meant what, and where that landed would have significance for them. Well, you know, I don't want to go outside, it's cold, and I'm kind of a wimp about that sort of thing, and I just, you know, sometimes having people throw rocks is just not a real good idea. So we've modified that a little bit, and so we're going to do that work with paper and pen. So Valerie, maybe one other person help pass out paper. People in the back, I have clipboards. Phil, if you want to make sure people in the back have clipboards, you can write on songbooks, whatever works for you. So when you get your paper and your pen, there should be pens in the pews. If you're in the back, somebody's going to bring you pens. So don't worry about that. that what I want? There's method to the madness here. Chaos, I love it, don't you? While you're in chaos, can I chat with you a minute? Oh, I don't know, I have a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper in my hand. Oh my gosh, I gotta talk. I know, fun. Oh, it's warm up here. I know. I know. Somebody know how to work this. Hey, Phil. It's warm up here. Would you turn the fan on for me? I'm so geekless. Oh. Is it too warm up there? It's warm everywhere. Everybody's dying. Yes, you did. You want to open the door? Yeah, let's do for a minute, and then once it chills off. If you're cold, we'll give you a blanket. That's why I have blankets. Oh, thank you. You want to put that out here and let it just... No, just... That's a whole different thing. I would be catching fire then. This is it's just warmer up here for some reason. Okay, piece of paper. Are you set? Here's what I want you to do. Before you do anything with your piece of paper, I want you to think for just a minute. Oh, I know. Phil tells jokes at the beginning of church for a reason. It's not just to entertain you or he thinks he's adorable, which he is. But laughter is this reset button. When we laugh, that which was happening before then disconnects. And now we're in a clearer state of mind. Now in this clearer state of mind, I'd like you to ponder either a situation that you've got going on, or ponder a new goal, a dream or a hope that you have. And when you get that in your mind, that's going to be your focus point. And so at the very top of your paper, you might want to write that down, just what your focus point is. Don't take up too much space because you want to use your space for other things. At the same time that you're going to be doing your process for yourself, I'd like us to do a community process for the Divine Fellowship. So what's something that we could, as a community, focus on for the Divine Fellowship?
A trip to Tibet.
A trip to Tibet. Outreach?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you about that idea.
Oh, well, was there something else about trip to Tibet? Yeah, I'm out of the loop. I was doing something else. Outreach. All right. I love it. Good job, outreach. So then, whatever we do in our process here is going to give us a clue, insights, or information about outreach. Okay? So, and I'm not going to tell you what the symbols mean until we're done. And I'm not going to tell you the process till we're done. I just want you to be and allow your intuition to guide you. So the very first thing I want you to do, has everybody got their thing that they're thinking of for yourself? Got it? Got it? Okay. Very first thing I want you to do is draw a large circle on your page. It does not have to be perfect. If you do a little one, you'll have a different answer than if you do a big one. Do what you feel is right for you today. There's no wrong. Can we let go of wrong for now? All right? Okay. So now there are some symbols that we're going to add to this, and I will give you a handout so you don't have to memorize or remember anything. How cool is that? There's a book right there if you, that's what you're looking for. All right, so the first thing I want you to draw on here, and again, there is no wrong. I want you to do what feels right to you. As big as you like, as small as you like, wherever feels right. Ask for divine guidance in this, because the divine source, whatever that is for you, is going to gift you with information by using the symbolism. So ask, where would be good for me to place this? And then however it might want to look, whatever comes to your mind is what's right for you. So the first thing I want you to draw is a snake. Snake.
In the circle, right? Or wherever, it doesn't have to be in.
I would suggest, since the Maori guy drew a circle, since that's a significant thing, you might want to. But if you put it outside, it might have significance for you. I mean, there is no wrong. What do you feel? What is the experience that you're having with this? What are you drawn to? Make sense? And how that snake looks, what kind of snake it is, may have significance. What do you feel like doing? And do that. It has information for you. Ready for the next thing? A flower. A flower. Can be any kind of flower you want. There is no wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a volunteer to come up and draw a snake for the church. Snake for the church. And then when he's done, I need someone to come up and draw a flower for the church. Somebody different. So you do your snake first. Whatever works. Okay, who would like to do the flower? Gia? As she's doing that, what she's doing is, believe it or not, she's tapping into our collective consciousness and will intuitively put the flower where is right for us. So our next symbol that we're going to put on our page, I'll let you get a chance to get it done, is a path. Draw a path. What's that supposed to look like? Whatever you imagine it to look like. Wherever you imagine it to look like. However you imagine it to look like. And who would like to draw a path for the church? Dan. Da-da-da. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now please add a bird to your picture. Any kind of bird, anywhere. It could be at the bottom, it could be at the top, it could be flying, could be standing, could be sitting, could be in a puddle of water, whatever feels right to you. That may have significance for you. Probably will. And who would like to put a bird on the church board? Want to do it? Okay. A mountain. Mountain. Now, your mountain may have more than one peak. Whatever feels right to you. A mountain. And who would like to draw the mountain for the church? Cindy? We all have the tickles this morning, do we not?
I drew a mountain on my path because I already have a mountain. We'll have two mountains.
There you go. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm keeping myself neutral.
And the mountain range.
Thank you. A tree. A tree. Any kind of tree. And who would like to draw a tree for the church? Ask yourself if you need another one. If you do, put one there. If you don't, if you've already got one and that's good, then you're good. Maybe you're just intuitively ahead of me. Maybe you get to have two. Tree. Okay, I'm so excited. A shelter. A shelter. There's a reason for the choice of that word. A shelter. This is a word that they use with the Maori healing. It's a shelter. They had only 5 symbols. We're doing more than 5, but just because we want to. We get to do it our way. Who would like to draw a shelter for the Divine Fellowship? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Phil, could you bring me a water? Thank you, dear. Thank you. Next, we're going to draw a butterfly. A butterfly. And who would like to draw a butterfly for the church? Phil, you're on your way. You may as well. Oh, that's scary.
What am I supposed to draw? I didn't hear you.
A butterfly.
A butterfly. Oh.
I think you could do a butterfly, right?
I'm supposed to do that.
Thank you, I needed that. Ooh. Thank you. No, he's not done yet. He's not done yet. Okay. Now draw a box. Box. This will test your spatial relationships. No, I don't care. It does not have to be, as long as you think it's a box. Remember, there's no wrong, doesn't have to be perfect. Who would like to do the box for the church? Yes, sir. Excuse me, sheesh. Tickle, tickle. Thank you. Now the next few I'm going to do, I really want you to listen to your intuition. Because the next three, when we recognize them or we notice them, they have a specific place in our world, in reality, but that may not be where they need to be on your paper. So really listen to your intuition on this one. The first one is a star. A star. Really listen to where it is that stars exist for us in reality above us, but that doesn't necessarily mean in your paper it needs to be on the top of the page. Where in your world, in this circle, would that fit best? And who'd like to draw the star for the church? Come on up. Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
Does this feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draw in church.
I know, how cool is that? What other church, you get to hear jokes.
Makes you feel like a kid again.
I know. There's something powerful about childlike wonder. We forget it. We think we have to do all this adulting and we miss out on this childlike innocence and reclaiming that bright spirit within. Thank you. Draw a sun. Again, we see it visually in our sky, but as spirit, where it belongs on this page for you. A sun. A sun. And who would like to draw a sun for us? She's got it. We already got it. You can do the next one, maybe. Don't have a yellow or an orange, sorry. Okay. A cloud. Put a cloud. And it's okay if symbols touch. They may have significance if they do. Whatever feels right to you. And who would like to draw a cloud for the church? Somebody here? Andrea, did you want to do this one? You guess so? You volunteered for the last one. You don't have to. You get to say no.
Okay.
No. All right. Sandy. Don't you love it? You get to say no. Pick your color. Put it wherever you want. One last one. This last one is a door. A door. And who would like to draw the door for the church? You want to? Alrighty, super duper. Excuse me again, so sorry. We all done? Yeah, here's the tricky part. Oh, isn't that the coolest thing? Look at that, very cool. Okay, fold your paper in half. And then fold your paper in half again. So it's again, it does not have to be perfect. However it's folded is what is right for you in this moment. Trust the process. Trust, trust, trust. I'm not doing that right. Let's just write it out. Okay. I was trying to make an arrow going up and it didn't look right. So the quadrants have significance for you. The bottom, why don't I do it the way we read? Let me do it up here. This one up here, upper left, is the area of the mind. Upper right is spirit. Lower right is physical realm. Lower left is the emotional realm. Now each of your symbols, wherever they're placed, now have significance for you and relate into those quadrants. Specifically, the Maori call this the Valley of the Birds. This one is the Valley of the Mountains, the spiritual. This is the Valley of the Flowers and the Valley of the Trees. So that's how they defined that. So anything that's happening in the... This one, physical. This one's emotional, mental, spiritual. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Did I say that right? Yes, sir.
Should the paper have been folded such that there are 4 quadrants within the circle?
However you folded the paper is what's right for you today. So if everything is in one quadrant, that has spiritual significance for you. Does that make sense? There's no wrong by trusting your process. This gives you powerful insights of where you're at or where you're functioning right now. So whatever's going on in this quadrant, we'll start with this lower quadrant here. Whatever's going on in your physical quadrant has to do with the physical realm. Your physical body, what your work is. Oh, certainly. So let me do it this way. The Valley of the Trees.
Would that be if you have a tree in that quadrant?
That'll be something totally different.
Oh, okay.
The Valley of the Flowers. And again, this is on YouTube if you want to come back and see it again. The Valley of the Mountains. And the Valley of the Birds. So, here, let me do it this way. Why don't I just do it this way? I apologize. Let's do, this is the birds. Looks like a mustache. Little bird lying there. This is mountains. This one is flowers. And this one is trees. Okay. Now, each of your symbols is going to have different meaning. For example, our snake. There's lots of things going on with the snake. The snake is about wisdom, healing, and regeneration. So as we look for outreach for the Divine Fellowship, the snake is in the mental arena and the spiritual arena. So if it's about wisdom, healing, and regeneration, it starts in the mind. We help people understand so they can move into the spiritual realm where they can see and sense. Is that cool or what?
Mine's an aqua quadrant.
Yours is in all 4 quadrants. So there's healing going on in all 4 quadrants for you. Does that make sense? Healing, regeneration. If your snake has an eye, our eyes, it's about being able to see the truth clearly. If it has a tongue, that's about sensing. That's how they sense. If it has a rattle, like it's a rattler, you're protected.
Oh, good, I love my snake.
If it's coiled up, ready to strike, you're ready to go. You're ready to take action. This one's moving. This one's like, it's taking action, it's moving. Right, makes sense? What else? Yes, ma'am. If it's outside the circle, which side? Where is it? Which quadrant? Physical. So you're calling healing into your body right now. It's not here for you yet, but you could call that to you. You're looking for new healing avenues to come your way. It's there, it just hasn't arrived yet. So it's asking you to not lose hope. Have hope. Yes? That means it's coiled up. It's gathering energy, not quite ready to strike, not ready to go, but it's got its energy. It's there. Does that make sense? It's potential. Good word. Thank you. Okay?
Wait, it was healing, regeneration, and
Wisdom. You don't have to write this down. I have a handout. I said that earlier, but
I didn't hear you.
no.
Squirrels, we were playing.
I know, you were playing with paper and pens. Yeah, I know. Trust the process. There's no wrong. It gets to be. All right, so next is any other questions on snake? Any other questions on snake? Yes.
The word is written on the line of the circle. S-N-A-K-E.
Oh, you wrote it down as a word?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And it's on the outside, whereabouts?
The spirit.
Okay, so you're creating, this is spiritual healing. And by writing the word, you're getting the mechanics of it. You're learning that. You're receiving that. Were all of yours words or just the snake?
Just snake.
Huh, interesting. Very cool. That's okay. We'll figure that one out when we get there. Don't get me too far ahead. All right, so next is the flower. And the flower has to do with new growth. So the flower is in the area of the flower and in the mind for the Divine Fellowship. So when we can reach out, there's about outreach, when we can reach out with our heart and help people understand, that's going to be really good for us. Does that make sense? That's really cool, isn't it? Yes?
If it's in all 4 quadrants, it means new growth.
In all of it. New insights unfolding. And the kind of flower you have could have significance. Is this an orchid?
I think it's a lotus.
A lotus? A multi-lotus? Okay. So these are ever unfolding. So it's important for us to be open in order to instigate
What if
outreach.
it's right on the line? I mean, it's right on the line of the circle.
Whereabouts in it? Which quadrant?
Spirit.
Okay, so you're really growing spiritually right now. You're expanding beyond the boundaries. Does that make sense? So you're pushing the boundaries of any limitations that may have been there before for you, that you perceived. Yes?
What does flower represent again? I'm thinking not writing it, but
Your flowers represent new growths, new insights unfolding. Yes?
what if the flower's in one but the leaf is in another?
Okay, so again,
It's in both?
yes, yes. And they're both growing. One is an expression. The flower is that expression of what you're learning, what you're growing, and the other one is, because that's how you receive energy, photosynthesis, that sort of thing. The path, where's your path? Our path starts in the physical and moves through the spiritual into the mental. So for our outreach, we physically have to be there for people. We physically get to be there. Often our expo is a powerful outreach. Our little gift fair is an outreach. The things that we do is an outreach. And we do that, we go through spirit, and we can traverse into their awareness. So they get to understand. It's about understanding for us, helping people understand themselves and their own spiritual journey. This one has stones. There's a stone pathway. So this is saying, for us as a Divine Fellowship, sometimes we're a stepping stone to something else for people. So people come, people go, it's okay. Nobody's going to hunt you down, say where you've been. This is about, we're just part of the journey. We have a lovely foundation, and if you want to keep stepping on the path, we're here. If you want to step into something else, that's okay too. We're way okay with that. Sometimes we're just a stepping stone, and sometimes we're the rock. Just depends on what the person needs. Any questions about the path in yours? You have a question?
Sorry, what?
That's your journey, your direction, or how to achieve your goal, your path. What path are you on right now? There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Emotional and physical.
Emotional and physical. So, does it start in the emotional, or start in the physical? Where did you start? Where did you begin your drawing? Okay, so because you experience things, then you can feel things.
So now I can feel things and understand.
You're the other way. See? Works that way. Yes, sir.
Was it all in the mind?
If it's all in the mind, you take a lot of journey in your mind, do you not? Yeah, you've got to. You travel a lot up here. It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense to you. Yes?
Is there any significance between the earthly soft soil that I was walking on, and it goes from the mind to spirit?
Okay, so you have to understand, and then you can go to spirit. If it's a soft journey, it gets to be gentle. It doesn't have to be harsh. You get to be easy. It gets to be easy. Easy is good. Yes?
Mine goes outside the circle with spirit coming through and comes to the emotion and then on the physical.
Okay, so it starts out here, and then goes through emotional, and then into physical? Starts in...
Right on the point here, it starts going.
I can't see it from here. Can you show me? Bring it. I can't answer your question if I don't know what you're asking me. Oh, you have a split path. Okay, so it starts in spirit. So, and it's beyond that. So you have maybe a higher calling in your journey here. And it comes through the spiritual, so you're on a spiritual journey, and then it branches into the emotional, and another branch comes into the physical. So spiritually, you're learning how to balance your emotions in the physical realm. Does that make sense? Yes. Sorry. Yes. Starts in the physical,
Goes
into the emotional,
up to the mind,
uh-huh,
into the spirit on the right, and then back to the physical and out the side.
and out the side. Okay, so again, it's really important for you to physically experience life. You learn by doing. Dang it. You learn by doing, you take it internally, you feel it, then you understand it, then you go, God, why? What's up with this crap? Right? And then God says, oh, it's because you're learning stuff. And you go, oh, cool, God, thank you. And then you go learn more stuff. Right? Yeah. Sorry about the bad word. Sorry, but I apologize, but I'm not sorry. Okay, the bird. Where's your bird? Our bird is, where's our bird? Oh, it's inside the cloud. Okay. So, bird is about a message from Spirit. A spiritual message. And the kind of bird you have will be significant to you. So this was Spirit and Spirit's message. So Spirit has a lot of spiritual messages to us. The fact that this one is flying is letting us know that our intuition, our insights will soar. How cool is that? So as we share our higher insights with others, that's our outreach. When we share our intuition with others, that helps them understand who we are and what we are. Somebody else? Dan?
Thunderbird in the mental quadrant.
Thunderbird in the mental quadrant. So Thunderbird is about rebirth. So you get to change your mind and rechange your mind and change your mind again. You get to rebirth yourself, renew yourself, and renew your choices whenever you want. It's a powerful rebirthing. Very cool. Oh, let's go in the back and work our way forward. Yes. Go ahead.
Mine was an eagle and it was outside, it was spiritual,
Okay.
and it was sitting.
It's sitting? Okay, so you're not quite ready to receive some spiritual information, but Great Spirit is often signified as an eagle. So Great Spirit is here, ready for you to ask. Might want to ask. Ask for more insights. Gia?
Crane in the spiritual.
Crane in the spiritual. Balance. Spirit, it wants to bring you balance. Does that make sense? Shannon?
I had an inkling to do more than one, but the big one is a little one.
Okay. And where are they?
Spirit, one of the wings goes into mine a little bit.
Okay. So you teach a lot of kids stuff. So this is that being willing to share with, and it could be not just children, it could be anybody that is not as far along on the path as you are. Anyone. But that gives you the ability to share spiritually and help them understand. And you do that. That's very cool. Yes, sir. Okay. I've shipped them. You have a walking duck?
In the mind.
Okay, so duck and cover. Your mind may be your worst enemy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's like, duck. And the fact that it's walking is saying you're walking a different path, you're starting to walk a different way, you're starting to come to a different awareness. But when you start to beat yourself up, duck and cover. Does that make sense? Yes.
So I have a canary with its feet in the physical realm and its wings stretched out into the spirit.
Okay, so you walk. Canary is about singing and music. You played the piano for us this morning, thank you. So you walk in the physical realm, but you really soar in the spiritual realm. It's important to keep grounded. The higher you want to go, the more grounded it is important for you to be. Anchored into this physical realm, then you'll really soar. Does that make sense? Yes, Janet?
I swallow in the physical quadrant, but the wingtip is touching the line with emotion.
Okay, so she's got a swallow in the physical and a wing touching into the emotional. All right, so is there something that somebody's trying to make you do, make you think, make you experience, and you don't want to? Just don't want to swallow that?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's another symbolism to swallow. The other one is go swallows return home. Periodically, the swallows returning to Capistrano. Remember that story? So it could be either saying go home, or someone's asking you to do something physically you don't want to do. Your heart's not in it.
How about both?
Could be both. That's why I mentioned both. Probably. You love it? Yes.
I have a seagull in the mind.
A seagull in the mind. Seagull is taking a vacation. Don't think too much. You know, if you go to the beach and they just kind of coast, they just kind of chill out, just give it a rest. Don't worry. Don't worry, be happy. Right? Yes.
I have a phoenix right in the middle of mind and spirit.
Mind and spirit phoenix. Okay, rebirthing. You're in a rebirthing process. Emotionally or mentally and spiritually. We have more. Yes.
What about a quail in the mental?
A quail in mental?
Yeah.
Okay, quails are lovely little birds. They kind of follow in a line, and the daddy birds watch out for the mama and the baby birds. It's all about family. Family is really, really important to you, and making deep, strong connections that last generations. That make sense? Yes, ma'am.
Bluebird in mental.
Bluebird and mental, bluebird of happiness. Time to choose happy. Happiness is a choice.
An eagle in physical, the beak is in emotional, and part of one of the wings is in spiritual.
Okay, eagle in physical, beak in emotional, and part of the wings is in spiritual. Okay, the wing in spiritual is being able to connect spiritually while you walk this physical sacred path, because it's an eagle, it's about great spirit. Your beak is in the heart space. So this is about picking what you want, picking what your heart needs, finding what you, nourishing yourself, nourishing your heart while you walk your spiritual journey. Make sense?
Mine's in the mind, but rather than the type of bird, it's the position. It's flying, but kind of like that straight up thing or straight down, but then it's looking to the spiritual, which I get that part, but the up or the down, because it's in mind. Is the time.
Okay, so it goes up or down. This gives you flexibility, mental flexibility. You can gear up. If you need to get more information, you can gear up and gather that information. If you need to let it simmer, you can settle down and let it percolate. Make sense? Yes.
Flying hawk in the mental.
A flying hawk in the mental. A hawk can see in a far distance. So the hawk is about perceptions and being able to see clearly. And this is in the mental, so you'll be able to see clearly what you're processing, what you need to know. Yes.
I got a hummingbird in the emotional.
Hummingbird in the emotional. Hummingbirds do the impossible, they fly backwards. And they just are all about the sweetness of life. So go for the sweetness of life. It's in the emotional. It's time to choose how to bring sweetness and the joy of living to yourself. And we could go on and on and on. Yes, go ahead, one more.
The mind quadrant, I have a large parrot smiling, sitting, laughing at you.
Okay, a large parrot in the mind. Okay, and the fact that he's laughing at you, I would say be careful what you say or what you pay attention to. Make sure it's not just somebody parroting some party line. Make sure it's your truth. You're figuring out your truth. Doesn't have to be somebody else's truth, but this is calling to you to find your truth, and your truth is going to make you happy. And nobody else's truth is going to make you happy. Does that make sense? There's more about birds, but let's keep going because we're going to be really late. The mountain. Where's your mountain? Mountain has to do with spiritual seeking or a challenge in the search. So our spiritual seeking is in the emotional, the challenge in the search. So as that relates to outreach, it's really important for us to be there for people when they face challenges. This has snow on the mountain peak here. This is about frozen emotions or frozen energy. People come to the Divine Fellowship because they don't get it. You know, they're locked down because church has left them bereft, has disappointed them, or they just can't buy into all that other stuff anymore. So there's a lot of pain, a lot of frozen emotions. We can help them face the challenges and face the truth and face the hurts, whether it's in their family of origin or their current situation or church experiences. And as we can help them look at that, emotionally heal, they have that out, they will connect with us. Our saying is for joy, which is in the heart space, enlightenment, and spiritual sanctuary. People need to feel safe, and that's part of our outreach. Snow can be unused resources as well as frozen emotions, so you discern for yourself what that might mean. If there's multiple peaks, there's more than one challenge in your life. So you could have mountain peak and the whole thing, the whole thing. So, and some challenges are going to be harder than others. Where the mountain peak is will give you a clue as to where your challenge is. If it's in the physical realm, you're being physically challenged right now. Emotionally challenged if it's in the heart of the flowers here. In the mind, you're being challenged to process what you're thinking. Change your thinking or look at what you're thinking. Consider it. If it's in the spiritual, you're being challenged to grow. Challenged to take it on. Challenged to share. Oh, I don't know anything. Yeah, you do. No more than you think. Your tree, where's your tree? Oh, we have this lovely willow here. And this is half in the physical and half in the spiritual. I'm not sure what the energy of a willow is. They call them weeping willows, but they're very graceful.
I was thinking about a resting place.
Oh, peace and tranquility. So as we can offer physical peace, a place, this sanctuary, where they have that spiritual sanctuary, then they have this the physical place to have spiritual sanctuary. That totally makes sense. So it's really important for us to have our space here. Shelter. Where's our shelter? Over here. There's a little shelter here. Isn't this our shelter? Right? Yeah. Okay. So our shelter is how you see yourself now. So we see ourselves in this mental igloo. Is this an igloo? Or a hut? A hut? A hut. So, could this be like a sweat lodge? So we see ourselves as sacred, a sacred place. How cool is that? Love that. Butterfly is a change in progress. Our butterfly is in the spirit realm. It has antenna. So antenna is about sensing. So our abilities to sense is being amplified. If you're, it's about change in progress, did I say that? If you have the spots on your butterfly, that's letting you know it's time to show what you know. Time to show what you know. I'm going to try to move along here really quick to finish up here. The box, our box is open. And it's in the mental and in the spiritual arena. This is your talents and abilities. And if it's open, you're open to receive more. If it's wrapped up like a gift, it's time to either share your gifts or more is being gifted. Yes? Closed Jack in the Box? Okay, so where is it? Okay, so there's some surprises coming your way. Star. Where's our star? On the edge of spirit here. So the star is about leadership. Either be a leader or look to good leadership. Or people look to you for leadership. So people are looking to us for leadership. And we're not restricted. We expand beyond the limits here. So we're really out there. Be the star you are, dear. Lead. People are looking to you for guidance. Make sense? Outside this, where? So you're the same thing as this one. Okay, let's do the next one. Sun. Our sun, Divine Fellowship sun, is right in spirit. And this is bring light or enlightenment or awareness or divine insight into this area. Also can mean shine brightly here. So shine on, and that will increase our outreach. Yes, sir?
I'm sorry to drop this one out, but my son is black.
Your son is black? You know, here in the Western culture, we often think black is negative. But in Eastern culture, black represents unlimited possibilities. What quadrant is it in?
It is stretching out. Mainly, it's the snake is wrapped around it in the emotional realm, but it stretches into the mind, and it barely touches the physical and spiritual.
Okay, so but it's a little bit in all of that. So unlimited potential in all arenas, dear. Shine on. Shine on. Don't be afraid to shine on and be receptive. Receive more. More is coming. More is coming. The cloud. Now here's the tricky thing with cloud. The cloud has two meanings, and depending on what situation you asked about, and depending on where it is in your layout here, chart here, it can either mean it's asking you to filter something, or use your filters, or it's telling you you've got your filters on and it's time to ask for insight, clarity. There's an arena here that it's really important for you to get more clarity on. So, and maybe, so in other words, if someone's trying to give me their opinion about how I should live, so my cloud is down here, then that could say that it's time for me to filter out that so that I can see the truth of it.
I have a cloud that's in the mind, but it has a silver lining.
Okay, so you beat yourself up mentally, right? But there's a silver lining to that. So look to the silver lining. You know how to filter it out now. You're getting tools on filtering it out. You can do that. So allow that to filter when you need it to. The Divine Fellowship is in spirit. So this is asking us to observe our perceptions and watch for options too. You know, it's not clouding, it's not blocking the messages from spirit, but it can block out other people's negativity. Make sense? Shan?
I have a lightning bolt coming out of mine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where's yours? Emotional? Okay, so this is about inspiration. So emotional inspiration. You're going to be receiving some inspiration. So stay tuned for that. Outside the physical? Okay, so I'd say don't worry about it. It's not clouding anything. There's no clouded issue here. Got it? Where's our door? Our door is in our sacred space. We had a second door? Oh, this is a door. This is the door? We have two doors. The door is new opportunity. Are we willing to open up? So are we willing, and it's right on the line, are we willing to open up to new awarenesses, new insights, new thoughts for the Divine Fellowship? Does that make sense? So and depending where yours is, could have significance. Did you have a question?
Physical, it's in the physical on the line, but most of it's outside. It doesn't kind of go in the window.
Okay, so you'll see a new opportunity when it comes. So it's not completely here yet, but a new opportunity is coming. Yes, ma'am? Oh, cool. So this is a cool, wonderful opportunity to pull it all together and access all realms all the time and really move forward. How cool is that? So the big question is, are you brave enough to open? This is asking you to open up in all areas. Oh crap, right? Yes.
Is there a significance with the cloud being circled around on our the birds?
This is, I think so. Yes, it wouldn't be there just by accident. The bird is spiritual messages, so this is letting us know that our filters are accurate. You know, we're not going to get negative stuff. That makes sense? Okay, so did you like that?
Yes!
Woo-hoo! Fun stuff. I do have a handout. Yes, sir. I'll ask Shannon. Somebody will have to take a picture and they'll have to post a picture. Or maybe Shannon could... Oh, the document? We'll figure that out. You want to join me up front, Mr. Phil? I know.
Good try. Oh, you know what's funny?
No, people are taking pictures. Are we in your way? Yes.
You were, but that's okay. I was trying to get a better angle.
Yeah, I'll leave it up here if you want to take a picture after church. Almost done here. And if you get your handout and you have other questions, feel free to chat with me later. I'm open to communicating with you about your stuff. So communion is our opportunity to commune with one another and with divine source, whatever that is for you. Wait till the papers get handed out here. Probably needed a second set of hands. All right, would you join me in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of light, thank you for the insights that you've gifted to us today. Thank you for the new awarenesses that you've gifted to us today. Help us to open up to them. Help us to recognize that you're always here. You're always communicating with us. And help us to be receiving of that. We ask that you continue to walk with us in all things. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Unleavened bread if you like the tradition. Animal crackers if you want to honor a Native American pathway. In the cup is gluten-free. Whatever works for you, works for us. Blessing. Thank you. You want to do those? I'm wearing out.
To just happen or something.
Yeah, we want to do the baby blessing today. We'll do it. As that goes around, would you join us in prayer again, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it. Help us to find joy in all of it. Help us to find you in all of it. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Beats me? And what did I do with that?
You can always say no.
No. I want to say yes. I want to just say that this place means a lot to me, and just to be asked to come up here is a gift. So whatever you can give is a blessing. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to do the gratitudes really quick because we have quite a few. For Minnie and, for Mary. Oh, Mary. It's for Mary and her kindness and her blessings. Mary never, I can't read all this. Never lose your sparkle? Is that? That's for Mary. Thank you, Mary. For Toby and all her kitty love. There was a couple of really cute ones here from it looks like a child. I like family. I like the Divine Fellowship. I like cake. And then it says, I like the party. And is that Mia? M-I-A, Mia? I think. For the love of each and every one of you today. Grateful for all the beautiful fall colors and snow, and that it didn't stick. For this wonderful association. A couple more here. For Christopher being on this journey with us. We are love. For Halloween. For the football season. For the change of seasons.
Thank you. There we go. Yes. Come on up, Brandy and Brock. And baby Marcus.
4 days old.
Yeah. I think, how old was he when you first brought him? 3 days. So now we want to do a blessing for him. So I'm going to read the blessing. Phil's going to put his hands on the baby, and I'm going to read it, and then you're going to repeat it. So we are going to bless this baby. Yes. And he's a sweet, he's so cute. I know. Did you just melt? I did. Oh.
He lost his sock.
So Phil, you want to put your hands on the baby, please? May you find your purpose in life and fulfill it.
May you find your purpose in life and fulfill it.
May you find joy in life and share it.
May you find joy in life and share it.
May you find worthy work and do it.
May you find worthy work and do it.
May you find your sacred self and be it.
May you find your sacred self and be it.
May you bless and be blessed.
May you bless and be blessed.
And may the source be with you.
And may the source be with you.
Yay, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yay, Marcus. Oh, here. I'm going to, Phil and I will sign this and give this to you. This, sign?
I don't even have a
Song picked up?
Nope.
Ooh, why don't you do something like Because I'm Happy or something fun. We'll figure something out. While he's figuring something out, let's circle up, shall we?
Sure.
Circle up slowly.